Our region's business, improving our economy, creating jobs, and strengthening communities. Innovation, collaboration, transformation, and the people making it happen. Join us as we take a closer look at our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, a new school in our region to help meet the demand for 1 million nurses. Plus, the Pittsburgh Symphony's award-winning recording career. The orchestra will be well represented at tonight's Grammy Awards. And a growing business delivering babies that's led West Penn Hospital to invest in neonatal intensive care. But first, the looming nursing shortage across the nation. The U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics projects that more than 500,000 experienced nurses are expected to retire by 2022. And now Seton Hill University is doing its part to meet the challenge by creating a School of Nursing and a new 4-year Bachelor of Nursing degree that starts in the fall of this year. The goal is to meet regional workforce needs and provide health care to patients in rural, underserved areas as well. Mary Finger is back with us. She's president of Seton Hill University. And welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the new nursing school. This is sort of the next chapter in what's been a growing presence in the health sciences at the university.
It has.
Right?
It absolutely has. About 40% of our undergraduate students are either health science or natural science. It's a big percentage of who we serve. And as you indicated, it's historic. I mean, we're one of the first programs in the area to offer a physician assistance program. We have exercise science, and those undergraduates go on to careers in occupational therapy and physical therapy. We have a dietetics program. So we've got this historic commitment to health science. So this made sense for us. Both because we've got really great facilities. We just opened a new health science building about 5 years ago, and wonderful faculty, and it just comes out of our history, so it made sense.
Okay, why nursing? Why now? Is this shortage an issue here in our region as well as across the country?
Yes, I mean, all institutions of higher education are really making these decisions about what to invest in a strategic way, and we did the same thing. I started talking with, and some of our senior academic leadership started talking with leaders in the area, nursing administrators, healthcare leaders at both nursing homes and the big systems here in Pittsburgh as well as out in Westmoreland County, and we talked to them about nursing and its need, and everyone said, yeah, there's an absolute need. We talked about whether or not RN program was the right way to go, an RN to master's program, bachelor's program, and really to a person, they said the Bachelor of Science program is the most important. And the reason for that is there's a lot of national data on nurses holding bachelor's degrees in nursing, having really strong outcomes, patient outcomes, both in terms of the medical reality, but also in terms of communication with patients and their ability to move into administration.
Well, and that becomes seemingly across a lot of industries these days, this idea of those communication skills, those good old-fashioned soft liberal arts skills are being applied in a lot of these STEM fields as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and I think that's absolutely true. These soft skills which everyone demands, you know, can you think critically, can you write, can you make presentations, can you work in teams, can you solve problems? And so the combination of this nursing degree along with our really strong liberal arts focus, I think will really develop wonderful practitioners.
So you went and tested the market a little bit. What about your other market, which is the students that actually might want to take this course? Is there interest out there as well?
Yeah, well, what we did know from our admissions office is the #1 major that they asked for when they applied that we didn't have was nursing. So and we also of course looked at a lot of the data that's been done, the really strong data that's been done with the Allegheny Conference and Inflection Point. So there's national data, there's regional data, and then there's just our own local data that says this is what our students and prospective students want. And I think one of the things I'm really excited about is that we hired a wonderful director of nursing who who herself has been both an educator and a practitioner, and she's got relationships with many hospitals throughout the area. And so we now have agreements with everybody from Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh to Westmoreland Hospital to hospitals in Connellsville and Unity. So there will be a real wide experience of our students. They're not just going to be in one hospital system. They're going to see many hospital systems as well as nursing homes. And the other thing is that we've built into our curriculum that they'll be in some kind of practical experience by their sophomore year. It's wonderful to say, hey, I want to be a nurse. It's really important to test that early on and to make sure that this is what they want to do and what they're capable of doing. So.
Well, I've heard that can be an issue. If you don't have the right partners, if you can't place them, it gets very hard to run a program like this.
It really does. And so before we even went to the State Board of Nursing, we made sure that we had agreements with a dozen different entities. And so they're going to get a great experience. They're going to be able to be in many different systems and see how different systems work and in different areas of medicine as well.
Yeah, this comes at a time when a lot of smaller liberal arts colleges are cutting back. They're focusing, they're fine-tuning what they're doing because there are just a fewer 18-year-olds out there than there used to be. What's been your recent experience at Seton Hill in terms of demand?
Yeah, well, we've been very fortunate, and I think just the history. We just finished. We just celebrated. We finished our centennial year last year, so we've been in business for a long time, and we've always been a very creative, entrepreneurial place. But we've seen about 12% growth in the last few years, which is pretty significant given what many institutions are seeing. We are focusing. Everybody's focusing, and that's why when you do something like this, there's startup costs. I mean, and so we have to be really strategic. We're really fortunate to have one of our trustees step forward and say, "Hey, I'll give you the startup funding," and so we named the school and the program after him. Dan Mugich, he himself is an owner of nursing homes, and so he really gets the need for nurses and it experiences that up front. And so.
It's really wonderful. It's wonderful to have somebody with that kind of commitment who also understands the market and what needs to happen. So how does this unfold? Is it part of the enrollment and application process right now? You're looking at the fall?
This coming fall. We were just authorized by the State Board of Nursing in December, so we've only been out early December. So we've been out for the last 8 weeks really advertising this, and we've seen quite a wonderful response, and so we expect to have our first class in the fall. We're thinking probably 20 to 25 students. That's what we're.
Would you expect them all to get hired in and around our region, or are they going to be snapped up by health systems all across the country?
That's a challenge for nurses. It's a great challenge, but there are an awful lot of places out there providing really significant signing bonuses. But what we know is that about 70% of our students come from southwestern Pennsylvania, and 80% of our students stay. So it's a real draw. So we're a net importer so we're assuming that that's going to translate to this population as well.
All right. Well, on a lot of levels for the future of the region, I hope that turns out to be the case, and you're very successful. Mary Finger, president of Seton Hill University. Good luck with it. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
And next up, our region will be well represented at the 2019 Grammy Awards. Our own Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra is nominated for 3 of them. Please stay with us.